All right, this is day 1 of 2 days now, because we only have 2 days for algebra review. So we are going to book really fast. There are 40 questions on this review, plus some matching stuff. That means we have to get through 20 questions in like a 45-minute period. Whew, that's a lot. All right, so here we go. Chapter 0, we're starting with this. And they want us to find the domain and range. But first, we're going to take these points and we're going to label them. There are 6 points, so let's list them off to the side over here. And that's going to be helpful for finding domain and range. There are 6 points. Here we go. This is the x-axis. Here's the y-axis. I'm going to make those darker so I can tell where my points are located. This very bottom left one, he has a coordinate point of like -4, -3. Yeah, agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. This next one over here is where?
Miss Coacher, how do you take these down?
I don't know. Pull this way.
This way?
Yeah. Pull and let go. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. Where's that second bullet point at? And then twist it.
Does it have to be -1?
-2, -1. Okay.
Does it have to be in order? Or does it...
No. This next one right above it is -2, +2.
Oh, yeah.
This next one over here is 1, 1. This one over here is 2, -1. And this top one here is like at 2, 3 or something like that. Okay. Now we need to label domain and range. Okay. Domain is the X's, range is the Y's, and we list them in order. So the X's, what's the smallest X that we have?
-4.
-4, then?
-2.
Then -2, then?
We only put one -2, right?
Right.
Yes, correct. We only put -2 once.
Then 1.
Then 1, then
2.
2, and we'll list those guys out. Okay? All right, make sure you're writing all of this down because you get to use this packet on your test.
So
The range is going to be the Y's. So looking at these Y's, what's the smallest one we have?
-3.
-3. Then? I just said that about 4 times.
Yep.
-1, then? 1, then 2, then 3. Those are my range values. Now, we have one more question to answer, and it is then determine whether or not the relation is a function.
No,
It
it's
is
not.
It's not.
Not a function.
Because there's more than one domain.
There's
Not a function because the
the
x's
same number in one.
repeat.
Number, yeah. So if
The
y-
x's repeat. If the y's repeat, it's no big deal, but the fact that the x's repeat is bad.
So if the x's repeat, would that be a function then?
No.
If the x's repeat,
If
then
the
it's
x's
not a
don't
function.
repeat.
If the x's don't repeat, then it is a function,
Okay.
yes. Okay?
Where does it repeat?
What?
There's two -2s.
There's 2 -2s.
X's and 2 2s.
And 2 2's.
Oh, why didn't we write it down then?
What?
There's 2 of them.
We only wrote them once. We only wrote them once because you only have to write them once. Multiply. We have to
4 and times n.
FOIL. 4n times n is 4n squared. 4n times 2 is 8n. 3 times n, -3 times n is -3n, and -3 times 2 is -6. Now let's put stuff together. 4n squared plus 5n minus 6. That's it. Okay?
Wait, can you hold that for a second?
I can hold that for a second. You got to write fast because we're going to be moving on here pretty quick. Number 3 says the cheerleading squad is creating posters. They have 3 different colors of glitter, or colors of poster, 5 different markers, and 2 different colors of glitter. How many different poster boards could they make? So this is like maybe they use the blue poster board, the red marker, and the gold glitter. That's
5
one
times
combination.
2 times 3.
5 times 2 times 3 will give me 30 different posters that can be made.
Wait, why is it 5 times 2 times 3? Does
Because
it
that's how
matter?
many different options of each.
It doesn't matter what order it's in?
No,
That's a multiplication.
that's just a multiplication one. 5 times 2 times 3. There's that many options. Okay? Next, Sarah has a jar of 8 chocolate chip cookies. We're listing things out. 8 chocolate chip. Put 8 chocolate chip down. 6 sugar cookies down. 5 monster cookies. 9 oatmeal raisin cookies. And that is all. That's a total of how many total cookies?
8 plus 6.
8 times.
Is a total of 28. 28 total cookies. Okay. We are selecting 2 cookies without replacing the cookies.
That's P.
What is the probability that she chooses a sugar cookie and then a monster cookie? So we want, hold on, no, it's not P. Sugar and then monster. We're choosing a sugar cookie, choosing a monster cookie. Okay, so the chance of choosing a sugar cookie is 6 out of 28. That's what Gabe just said.
And 5 out of 27.
The next one is a monster cookie. There are 5, but now it's only 27, Gabe said, because we ate the cookie or we didn't replace the cookie. What do you do with those two?
You multiply.
them.
You multiply them.
Wait, no,
Right.
no. Okay.
There is a 6 out of 28 chance of choosing sugar, 5 out of 27 chance of choosing a monster.
We do 6 times 5.
Okay, now hold on a second. Before we multiply, don't multiply yet. Don't multiply yet. We can reduce this. 6 and 27, we can reduce across here
Yeah.
Two and nine.
to be 9 and 2. But then also, 2 and 28 will reduce to become 1 and 14, right?
Yeah.
Then we multiply. So 1 times 5 across the top is 5. And the bottom is 14 times 9, which is 126, I believe.
Wait, why is it? Why
Wait.
do you reduce
Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
why didn't you reduce the 5?
Because the 5 doesn't reduce with anything.
But so why do you reduce the 28 though?
Because the 28 is divisible by 2, and so is
Isaac,
the
what
2.
can be divided by, what can go into 5?
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of
5.
Oh,
1 and 5, and that's it. 5 is a prime number.
You only reduce if you can reduce. 5 over 126, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. This says solve for B. I do not specifically say that this is a right triangle. I will on the test to make sure. But we're going to assume it's a right triangle and we're trying to solve for B. What strategy do you use here? What do I do?
Pythagorean theorem.
The Pythagorean theorem for right triangles. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Which side has to be side C?
The long side.
The long side, right?
The
Which is
hypotenuse.
45. 45 is
Right?
side
The
C.
hypotenuse.
This has to be C.
Is it called the hypotenuse?
It is called the hypotenuse. A is what?
33.
33. B is
B.
B. B is B. Okay? 33 squared is 1089, I think. Let
Yep.
me see.
1089.
1089.
Yep.
45 squared is 2025. So B squared equals 2025. And then what?
You subtract 1089
Whoa,
over.
where do we get
Subtract the 1089.
Because 33 squared.
So B squared will be equal to 936. And then
Square root.
we take the square root. Square root, square root. B equals whatever the square root of that is, which is 30.6. That's what the B is. That's what the B is. But the Pythagorean theorem is what you're going to use, yeah? Good?
Wait, wait.
You need to write fast because we're not going to wait for you.
The video that you send it, Reese, would you be able to send it?
I'm going to put it on Google Classroom.
Okay.
So find it on Google Classroom. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
We're good.
Number 6, determine whether the lengths below could represent the sides of a right triangle. We know that if it's a right triangle,
It's got one.
then A squared plus B squared has to be equal to C squared, right? That has to be true if it's a right triangle. Which side would be my side C in this case? 8. Now, it's 8 because it's the longest side, not because it's the final side, the last side, right? Okay, so 8 has to be C.
64.
And 5 squared plus 7 squared, we're going to see if that's equal to 64.
Wait,
5
so-
squared
Okay.
is 25 plus 49 has to be equal to 64. 25 plus 49 is 74.
Nope. It's not a right triangle.
So not a right triangle.
Equal.
What if it was switched?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
Like, does it matter which side is A or B?
If it doesn't matter which side's A or B, but C has to be the longest side, correct? A and B, because if you take 25 plus 49, that's the same thing as 49 plus 25, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which way you put those. Good question. Okay, good? All right. I'll leave that on the screen. Let's do mean, median, mode, range. We need those guys. Mean, median, mode, range. Mean is the average. Median is the middle. Mode is the most. And range is the large minus small. or the biggest minus the smallest value. Okay? Now, we don't for the mean have to put these in order, but we do for the median. So let's go ahead and put them in order. The smallest number is 2, and then 7, and then 8, 9, 13, 14, 16, 23. Okay? Now, for the mean, if we add them all together, I don't know, 2 plus 7 plus...
It's 92.
It's 92? Perfect. I couldn't remember. I knew it was close to that. 92 divided by
8.
8, which is
8.
11.4? 11.5.
Can you leave it there?
92 divided by 8? No.
92 divided by 8.
Mean
It's 11.5.
is the
11.5.
average.
Okay? The median is the middle number. We have 8 numbers. Will we have an exact middle number?
No.
Do you want
No.
it decimal or fraction form?
Decimal. For that. Yep, for your final answer. Okay, we won't have an exact middle number. Our exact middle will be in between 9 and 13.
11.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take 9 plus 13 divided by 2. This is 22 divided by 2, which is just 11. Just 11. Okay, the mode is the one that occurs the most. No mode. Or you put none.
Is it okay if I put a circle with a slash?
That's
there?
fine. Yep, that works too. Just as long as you don't put 0. Don't put 0, right? Because 0 could be a mode. The range is 23 minus 2, which is 21.
What do you mean there isn't a mode?
There's no mode. There's no number that occurs more than once.
Then which one is this largest and small? Is that the range?
That's the range.
Yeah.
Wait, why did we subtract it?
19.
What?
Wait.
21?
So you
Because
pick that-
23 and 2, it's talking about the range, the biggest value minus the smallest value. That's the range. Yeah? Okay. Moving on. Next problem. Right fast.
We're already
Okay.
halfway through.
We're not already halfway
We're
through.
halfway, we're halfway through the first page.
Yeah. We got lots to do. Number 8. We want to solve for x. What would you like to do first?
Times 5.
Distribute the 5. Okay.
Yeah, that.
5 times 3 is 15x minus 20. Do you distribute the 5 to the 12 also?
No.
No, because it's just the step in parentheses. Okay, so now we're here. Now what do we do?
Add like terms.
Yeah, negative 20 and negative 12 makes
Negative 32.
negative 32. Okay, negative 32. And then we add the 32 over to the other side. So that cancels this out. 15x will be equal to
105.
105. And then divide by 15, which is 7. Beautiful. Okay. Solve and graph. This is an inequality, right? Means not equal. We have a greater than symbol. Okay. So we want to solve for x still. So what are you going to move first?
3. Minus 3 over.
Minus 3 over. So 3x is going to be greater than
14.
12. Divide by 3. X is going to be greater than
4.
4. X is greater than 4. We've solved for it. Okay. Now, when do you flip the sign? I'm going to put that star over here. Flip
When you divide or multiply.
sign when times or divide by a negative.
Is it open?
It's going to be an open circle. Good question. Okay, so let's go over to the graph. I'm going to put 4 on there. It doesn't matter where you put your 4. I just put them in the middle. And he says it's going to be an open circle. Why?
It's not because
It's not equal to. This symbol doesn't have a line under it, right? If it did, then we would have a closed circle. But we have an open circle to the
right.
right. That means any numbers bigger than 4, like 5 or 6 or 7.4.
Yeah,
Those are all going to work. Okay?
Wait, so can you tell me what you mean?
It's an open
Yeah.
circle.
When you
Okay?
flip, I know like when you divide, but like when you flip sign with x or divide by negative.
When is it? Good question. Let's write that down. I've had a couple of people ask that. So it's going to be an open circle if it's less than, if it's less than, I'm going to do this. Less than or greater than. It's an open circle. It's a closed circle. Are you needing somebody? Or just,
No, hey guys, let's make sure we shower in here. Felt like I was walking into a 7th grade classroom coming in here. Was that
In
the
here?
period before?
no, it wouldn't have been the period
Shower,
before.
wash our clothes. We're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Sorry, it's just my little spiel for the day. Have a good night.
I don't smell it. I think it's your candles thing. Candle
You think
wax.
so?
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
Wait, what was it? If it's X or wait.
It's an open circle if it's just less than or greater than. It's a closed circle if it's less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Flip the sign when it's a negative. When you multiply or divide by a negative.
Bad.
Okay?
Bad boy.
Just came from the Spanish term.
All right, good?
You said Mrs. Famous smells really bad.
Yeah, you said sure.
Yeah. Okay? Number 10. Find the slope of a line that passes through those 2 points. Let's move on. We got to keep going. Find the slope. How do you find slope?
Y1 minus Y2 over X.
That's slope intercept form. We'll get to that. That's the next question. How do you find just slope, though?
Oh, MX was
M to B over A.
M equals
Y1 minus
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Is it y2 minus y1?
y2 minus y1. It's the rise over the runs. The rise are the y's, the runs are the x's.
Oh, I remember.
Right? Okay? So, when you have these 2 points over here, this would be like your first x, your first y, your second x, your second y, right? It goes x, y, x, y. Those are the ordered pairs. Okay? Good? All right, so your second x, or excuse me, your second y minus your first y. That would be
That'd be 8 minus 2.
8 minus 2
Wait, oh, oops.
over
2 minus 8.
2 minus 8.
Wait, why don't you just put 6?
No, I'm writing all my work out. Okay?
6 over 6.
8, no, just wait. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. So it's going to be
Negative 1.
negative 1 is your slope. Okay? And that's all we had to do for that problem.
So
Okay?
far, this
That
is
was
pretty
just
easy.
slope. That was just slope. Okay? All right, number 11. Let's keep going. We still got to go. What? Yes. Go, go, go. Number 11. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. That is what Mackenzie was just saying. Y equals mx plus b. We need to fill in the m and the b, right? This is what we need. Find these. We need to find the m and find the b. Okay, now, what do we find first? The m, right? Just like we just got done doing, right? Find the m. So we do y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Which one is your y2? 9 minus 6 over 3 minus 2. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So your slope is
Is that
3.
That 9 minus 6, is that the y2?
That's y2 minus y1. Yep. And the bottom is x2 minus x1. Okay, so your slope is 3, yeah? Now we go over and we have y equals 3x plus b. And how do you find the b now?
You have to plug in the 3.
We have to plug in one of these guys,
Yeah.
right? We have to plug in one of those guys. Which one would you like to do? 2, 6, or 3, 9? 2, 6. Let's do 2, 6. So the 6 goes in for the y, and the 2 goes in for the x. 2, 6. 6 goes in for y, 2 goes in for x. Okay, 3 times 2 is going to be 6, and then we subtract the 6 over.
So it'd be b equals 0.
B equals 0. And so we have y equals
3x.
3x plus 0, or you could just do y equals 3x because the plus 0 is not doing anything. Okay? I know I'm going fast, but I'm trying to get through as much as we can. Because tomorrow my basketball people are gone. So as soon as you guys leave basketball people, you need to make sure that you watch this. Because if you come to the test on Monday, because you guys have this test on Monday, last period of the day on Monday, if you come to the test and you don't have your review done, sorry. You got to do the test without that part of your review. It's your job to watch the video.
Don't worry, Mr.
Your job to watch the video. Okay?
Maybe.
Okay? All right. Write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line. Circle that line so we know which one we're doing. Perpendicular. Let's talk about the difference between perpendicular and parallel. On the test, I might ask you for parallel, but it's the same amount of the work. So we have parallel and we have perpendicular.
One
Okay.
intercepts and one is the same.
All right, so for parallel, we know that they have the same slope. For perpendicular, we know that their slopes
Or opposites.
are negative reciprocals. And let's write out some examples of negative reciprocals. So let's say I have 1/7 as a slope. What will his negative reciprocal
7.
be? -7/1 or just -7? Okay, let's say I have -3/4.
Then it'd be positive 4/3.
Positive 4/3. Okay, those are negative reciprocals. Okay, so let's go back up to the problem. Write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line. I need to know what my slope is. So the original slope of that equation is what?
1/3.
1/3. My new slope, my new m, is perpendicular,
Which is
and he
-3.
needs to be
Negative
3, right? My new slope is -3. Happy with that?
Yep, and then we plug in.
Okay, so now we have y equals -3x plus what?
I'm not plugging it.
Plus B.
Plus b. When do we use this -8 right here?
Never.
Never. You can cross it off, right? You remember me saying that? Never, 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 never. Never use it. You only use the slope. Okay? Now we plug in that -3, 5, right? 5 goes in for y, and -3 goes in for x. -3 times -3 is +9. And then what?
Plus
Find the B.
Minus the 9 over. B is going to be
-4.
-4. Okay, so my final answer, y equals
-3x minus 4.
-3x minus 4. There he is. Okay.
Wait, so how do you get the -4b in the line equals?
What? So we started with, we found our slope. Our slope was -3, so we went -3x plus b. And then we found b was -4, so we just put it all together at the end. -3x minus 4.
So B equals -4.
Yep, b equals -4. And so then we put it all together and we write y equals -3x minus 4.
So why
Because
do
they
you-
want the entire equation of the line.
Why do you scribble out -8
What?
on the top thing?
Because you don't ever use that -8. The only thing that you use from the original function is the slope. You don't use that -8 ever.
So after x, you don't use anything?
Yes. Right.
Just use it to
Right.
find
So let's find the new slope. Yep. Okay. All right. Write 6x minus 2y is greater than 8 in slope-intercept form. Okay. Slope-intercept form was y equals mx plus b. So what do we need to do to this thing over here?
We need to move the y over.
We need to
Move the X over.
solve
No, that
for
works,
y, right? Solve for y. Okay, so what would you like to move?
yeah. Subtract 6x over.
Minus the 6x over. Okay, so minus 6x minus 6x. So 2y is going to be greater than,
Negative
Would it be
2y.
-2?
oh, want to be negative 2y?
Yeah.
Okay. The 6th period, like I did that to them and they didn't catch it for like a long time. Is greater than
-6x plus 8.
negative 6x plus 8. And then we
divide by negative.
divide by -2, divide by -2,
And you
divide
have to
by
flip the
-2.
sign.
And we have to flip the sign because we divided by a negative. So I'm going to put a star here that says flip sign. Flip the sign, flip the sign. All right, -6x divided by -2 is
3x.
3x and then
-4.
-4. Hey, we almost had that right up above. But now we have to graph that thing. So we have him done. He is a linear function. How do we graph him?
Up 3 over 1.
Start at
-4.
-4, go
Up 3 over 1.
up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, down 3 left 1, etc. Now, before we graph,
We
don't
have to make
connect
it
the
a
dots.
dotted line.
Oh,
He is going to be a dotted line, right? Dotted because he is less than, right? He is a dotted line. So I'm going to put that in there.
What if it's equal to?
Then he's a solid line, and you don't have to shade. But since he's a less than symbol, right here, that's why you have to dot that line. So we're going to dot it. Dot, 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 dot,
Even
dot,
if
dot,
it's
dot.
less than or equal to.
If it's less than or equal to, then it's a solid line.
So what if it's greater than, but it's not equal to? Would it be dotted?
Dotted still. Yep, yep. A dotted line is kind of like the equivalent of an open circle.
So okay, so it's kind of the same thing as we did.
Right, kind of the same thing as what we did up top. Except this is a line, and this says y is less than.
Shade below the line.
So we're going to shade below the line.
But just to the left of it, right? Yeah, the below.
Yep,
Right
below
there.
is there.
But
That's
if it's equal to, you don't have to shade, right?
if it's just y equals whatever, then you don't have to shade at all.
But what if it's greater?
If it's
to
greater
or-
than or equal to, then it's a solid line, but you shade.
Okay.
Yes. Good questions. Very good questions. Okay. All right, ready? Moving on. Okay, let's keep going. 14, use substitution to solve this thing. Substitution. Then the next one is elimination. Follow these ones really carefully. There's lots of steps. Okay? So, no.
Plug it in.
Yep, we have to substitute, but first we have to solve
For one of them.
for one variable. Okay, that's our first strategy, is to solve for one variable. Now, we have options. We could solve for this x or this y or this x or this y. We want to solve for the bottom x. Why the bottom x?
Because this is solo.
He doesn't have a number. He doesn't have a number with him. Okay, so if we solve for that bottom x, we are going to
Subtract 4y over.
subtract the 4y over, right? So x is going to be equal to
Negative 4y plus 2.
negative 4y plus 2. Okay, now this negative 4y plus 2, we're going to now substitute, right?
The x up top.
We're going to put it in the x up top because that's the one that we didn't solve for, right? We're going to put that in the x up top.
X times negative.
No, not 2x. It's taking the place of the x, right? So 2 times
Negative 4y.
negative 4y plus 2 minus 7y equals 49. We're just plopping that in the spot of
And
the
we're
x.
gonna distribute the 2, right?
Yep, we're going to distribute the 2. Are we doing okay so far?
Can you hold up for a second?
Yep, I'm holding up.
Okay. I'm holding.
Okay, now let's distribute the 2. So that would be negative 8y plus 4 minus 7y equals 49. Okay? And then, what?
Minus 4.
Negative 8 minus 7.
Negative 8 and negative 7 makes negative 15y
And then minus
plus 4 equals 49. Then we're going to subtract the 4. Okay, so negative 15y
Equals 45.
equals 45. And then we're going to divide by negative 15. And that is?
Negative 3.555.
No, what?
Negative 3.
45 divided by 15?
Just negative 3.
It should
Is
be
negative 3. Should be negative 3.
45.
Yeah.
Did you subtract the 4?
No, I added it.
Why did you add it?
Because it's all add.
I don't know. We don't know for sure why she did that. Okay. Why is negative 3? Are we done?
No.
Is it
No.
45?
Now we have to plug it back in and solve for x. It's just negative 3.
Okay.
Now we have to plug back in and solve for x. Where do you want to plug into?
Plug into the bottom one.
I see a really nice equation right here that has what x is, the one that we solved for, right?
Yeah.
X equals negative 4 times y plus 2, but y is now negative 3. Okay? So this guy is going to be 12, positive 12 plus 2, which is
14.
14. X is 14. So the final answer is going to be
Y equals negative 3 and x plus 4.
14 comma negative 3. We write it as an ordered pair because what happens right there?
Top or the bottom?
That's where the lines meet.
That's where the lines cross each other at 14 comma negative 3. That's the ordered pair where those lines cross each other. Okay, that was a lot of steps. A lot of steps. That was substitution. That is not my favorite. Oh, by the way, I will not give you any decimal or weird, ugly things for substitution and elimination on the test. So if you get something like 1.23746218, blah, 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 you did it wrong, right? Okay, I will not give you anything super ugly on the test, all right? Let's go down and let's do elimination. Now we want to eliminate a variable. Would you like to eliminate the x's or the y's?
The y's.
The y's are going to be nicer to eliminate, but they don't eliminate right now because 5y and 5y make 10y.
We have to change one of them to a negative.
We have to change one of them to be a negative.
Multiply by negative.
We have to multiply by a negative 1 on which one? The top or the bottom?
It doesn't matter. But
The top one? Sure, let's do the top one. Negative 1 times the top. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x.
Minus
Negative 1 times
5y
5y is negative 5y.
minus 41.
Negative 1 times
Equals
41
minus.
equals negative 41.
Oh.
Okay, now what do you do?
Minus. Actually.
The 5
We're going to combine them, right?
We
Okay.
add them, right?
So 7x minus 4x is
3x.
3x. The 5 y's cancel off, and that equals
12.
12.
12.
Okay?
X equals
12. Divide by 3, and x is
4.
4. We're getting closer now. The elimination is better. Which one would you like to plug into?
Top.
The top? 4 times 4 plus 5y equals 41. We're plugging into the top, and we're solving for y. All right, 4 times 4 is 16. Then let's do what?
Subtract the 16.
Subtract the 16 over. 5y equals
25.
25, and divide by 5, so that is
5.
y equals 5.
So it'd be 4, 5.
So my ordered pair is 4 comma 5. And why do I care about that number or that
That's what
ordered
I
pair?
mean.
That's where the two lines cross each other. Where the two lines intersect. Okay, good?
Uh-huh.
Is somebody playing like
What?
the, you know, the noises?
Riley going bun.
No, I'm talking about like the noises that, you know, like only like
The ringing
younger
noises?
kids. Yeah,
No.
only like
Yeah.
my ears are ringing. My ears are
I
ringing.
wouldn't play
Anyway.
anything.
What,
I don't
uh,
hear anything.
What? No, no,
This is
no.
Komachu for the first one. On number 7, what did you say the median was?
The median was 11. 11. Because it was 22 divided by 2. Because you had to average the middle two together. Okay?
We got 1, 2, 3.
Moving on.
5 problems till 20. Then we
5
got-
problems till 20. We're going to go as far as we can.
I gotta sharpen my pen.
Number 16. Describe the end behavior. End behavior is as x goes toward infinity, the y is doing something. Keep it going. X goes toward negative infinity, the y is doing something. Okay, this is my end behavior, and I'm looking at that graph to do it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot draw an infinity symbol to save my life.
Okay, so as x goes toward infinity, this is a fancy way of saying as the graph goes to the right. What's happening on the
Y is
right
going
side of the
to
graph?
negative infinity.
What? On the right? On the
Oh,
right
no,
side?
it's going to infinity.
On the right side, it's going up. Okay?
I obviously don't know my
As
right
x
from my
goes
left.
toward negative infinity, that's like saying as it goes toward the left. What's happening on the left side of the graph?
Negative
Down.
infinity.
It's going down, so it's going toward negative. Down.
Negative down. Yes.
Negative down.
We love a good negative.
Okay? Good?
How can you draw
Happy
such
with
good
that?
infinity
Wait.
Wait. What? Yeah, because I do it all the time.
Definitely.
Draw an 8. Turn your paper sideways and draw an 8.
No, I don't like that.
Okay.
Alright, go.
Okay. Find the x and y intercepts. Let's do the x intercepts over here. How do you find x intercepts?
Y equals 0.
You plug 0 for y. Plug 0 for y. Okay, so let's do that over here. If we plug 0 in for y for this function, we do 0 equals negative 1/3 x plus 2. 0 equals negative 1/3 x plus 2. Now let's solve for x. So,
Subtract 2.
minus the 2, minus the 2. Negative 2 equals negative 1/3 x. And then
Multiply by 3.
divide by negative 1/3, which is the same thing as multiplying by negative 3.
6.
Which is
Multiply by
6.
negative 3, which is
6.
positive 6. X equals 6.
Because 2 negatives equals a positive.
X equals 6. So we plot 6 on the x. That's the x-intercept. That's the x-intercept.
And then you'll plug
Okay.
0 in
Can you zoom
for
in
x.
just a little bit,
What
please?
is?
Over here.
Yeah, how did you get 3?
So dividing by
on.
negative 1/3 is the same thing as multiplying by negative 3.
Hold on, can you keep that there real quick?
Yep.
That wasn't too hard.
Yeah, wait, so how did you get 16?
Because when we're dividing by negative 1/3 to get the x by itself, we multiply by negative 3 instead. Because dividing by negative 1/3 is the same thing as multiplying by negative 3.
Y-intercept, we plug
So
in
negative
0 for
3
x.
times negative 2 is 6.
Okay.
Okay.
0 for
But,
x.
but negative 1/3 divided by negative 1/3 is negative 3?
Dividing by negative 1/3 is the same thing as multiplying by 3.
Okay.
Okay, let's go over here. Do this one. This is, let's do y-intercept on this side. And y-intercept, you plug 0 for x.
Or 2, +2.
Where are
Plug 0 for x. I'm on the right side because we got to do the x-intercept also, or y-intercept also. So if you plug 0 in for x, we have y equals negative 1/3 times 0 plus 2. And you guys know this already. Y equals
2.
2. You really don't even have to plug 0 in because you know it's going to be 2, right? So y is 2, and then we just graph the function, right? He's going to look like this.
Oh, I marked
Right? That's a linear function.
What?
Now,
Right.
You can
check
go-
to make sure that that makes sense. If we try to graph this linear function, where would you start?
You
At
start
2,
at
and you would go down 1/3. Did we go down 1/3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Right? So you can check that. Good? Make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay? All right. Let's go down to this next one. We have, this is our parent function. This guy is our parent function, x squared, and they want to know what we have done to it to move it around. Like, what does the 3 do and what does the negative 4 do? So those are two things that are happening. Let's deal with the negative 4 and then let's deal with the 3. How does the negative 4 move it?
It moves it down. No, it'll move it right, won't it?
Let's go over, let's write the rules down. This is going to be a lot of writing. Can we write all the rules down?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, so let's say that your parent, we're going to write all the rules. Your parent is y equals x squared. We're going to write the rules for these. So let's say you go up 3. Let's say you go down 3. Let's say you go left 3. Let's say you go right 3. We're going to write all these rules down, so leave some space. Let's say you vertically stretch by 3. Vertically compress by 1/3. Horizontally stretch by 3. Horizontally compress by 1/3. You go over the x
Oh my goodness.
or over the y. This is the last thing.
Hold on.
Okay, we're going to write all the rules
He's a
down.
vertical stretch of 3, isn't he?
What?
Is he a vertical stretch of 3?
Yes.
I cannot.
Yes, it will
Is
be.
it okay if I it's okay if I write this on a separate piece of paper and then staple it to my review?
No. Put it in that spot. Or you can put it on the back side.
Oh, okay, hold on.
You got room in the bottom. There.
Because I was like, I write so big that it's hard for me to like fit in.
That's fine.
You know,
Okay.
I've tried to write.
So if I'm starting with x squared and I'm going up 3, what will that look like? What will it look like if you go up 3?
3x.
X squared plus 3.
Up 3.
Up 3 will be x squared plus 3. What about if you go down 3?
X squared minus 3.
X squared minus 3. What if you go left 3?
X
squared minus
squared.
3x.
X plus 3 squared. It's inside of the parentheses. What if you go to the right 3?
X minus 3 squared.
X minus 3 squared. If you're vertically stretching by 3.
3 squared times x.
Wait.
Nope. 3x
Is it-
squared. It's just taking it times 3.
Is it a vertical stretch by 3 and a vertical?
No.
Just wait. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Vertical compression by 1/3.
1/3 x times 3.
1/3 x squared. Okay. Horizontal stretch.
It's right by 4 and.
No.
Isn't it, Bill?
What?
Isn't it right by 4?
Yep. Horizontal stretch by 3
Right.
is in parentheses, but it's 1/3. You flip it. 1/3 x squared. Okay. What about horizontal compression?
Opposite again.
Opposite again. That will look like
3x.
3x in the parentheses. Ahmed, are you writing this down?
Yes.
Omelette.
Omelet.
Okay. Now, what does the rule look like if you're going over the x-axis? Over the x-axis. You're taking like a parabola and you're going like this.
Negative.
Negative. It involves a negative somehow. It's negative x squared. Okay, when you're going over the y-axis,
It's the same.
negative inside of parentheses squared. Okay, those are the rules. Okay, so if those are the rules, and I'm doing this minus 4, x minus 4 like that, what does that, how does that do?
To the right 3.
To the right
4.
4.
To the right 4, yeah.
To the right 4, and what's the 3 do?
Vertical stretch by 3.
Vertical stretch by 3. There we go. Okay, good?
Hang on. Okay, we're good.
All right. All right, determine whether the graph of the function is, or graph of the relation is a function or
Yes.
not a function. How do you know?
No, I just know.
There's no more than one X.
Okay.
Don't repeat.
Yes, function, the x's don't repeat, but we did the
Line test.
vertical line test. It passes the vertical line test.
Do we have to put that?
No, but I'm just putting that on there so that way when you look at it, you're like, oh, how did we know? Passes vertical line
The
test.
FFA meat, cheese, and cookie dough is in. Please make arrangements to pick those items up as soon as possible. The coloring contest papers are due in by noon tomorrow. If you still want to enter the coloring contest, those sheets are on the table outside of the office. Please pick one up and get it turned in by noon tomorrow.
They should have made those due
There
on
will
like
be a mandatory
Tuesday.
speech team
Because
meeting
people
for
do
all
them during their
members
study, during their
today.
semester test
That'll be after
time, right?
school in Mrs. Otten's room. Again, all members must attend this meeting. Junior high girls basketball players, please turn in your washed uniforms to the high school office by tomorrow. I need all those
Washed being the
uniforms
key
turned in
word.
by tomorrow. Grades 7 through 12, all students need to see Mr. Hubble before Christmas break to go over your schedule. Semester tests will be on Monday, December 20th. That'll be evens, and Tuesday, the 21st, will be offs. The North 45, South 45 t-shirt order forms are due by Monday, December 20th. Order forms are on the table outside of the office. Please turn those into the office no later than Monday.
Alright. Okay, number 20.
3 is
Evaluate
negative
f of negative 2. What does that mean?
3
X
equals
equals X
3
equals-
times negative 8 is what?
Negative 2, we're plugging in negative 2 for each x. Okay? Negative 2 to the third power is negative 8. What's that times 3?
Negative 24.
Negative 24. Negative 2 squared is 4 times negative 2 is
-8.
negative 8 minus 6.
Minus 8.
Negative 24 minus 8. This is negative 32.
It's negative 38.
Negative 38. There we go.
Okay, can we stop here?
Okay, we're going to do 3 more. Just because basketball people are leaving tomorrow. Can we do 3 more?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
because these next 3 go together.
Can you go back up real quick? Thank you.
And then I have homework for you.
Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
It's part of the packet.
Aw, dang.
Okay.
Bruh.
21.
Wait, the basketball boys are having homework? Or all of us?
All of you are having homework.
Oh, why?
It's easy, I'll show you. Determine whether the following function has a maximum or a minimum and find the y-intercept. Okay? So we want to know max or min. And then we want to know the y-intercept. So we don't forget
It has the
anything.
minimum.
Okay?
Minimum.
Alright, it has a minimum. Why?
Y-intercept is -1. Y-intercept is -1.
Okay? If it's negative x squared, it's a parabola that's going
Down.
down.
So it has a max.
Minimum. Or maximum.
It has a max.
So it has a maximum.
Yeah, maximum.
Yeah, it has a maximum.
Romeo.
It's going down, so it has a high point, not a low point. It has a maximum. Okay? What is the y-intercept?
-1.
-1. There you go. That's the first question. Now, I do have typos in these next 2 problems. It says find the vertex and axis of symmetry for problem 21. So fix that. It's not problem 26. When I copy and pasted this, it didn't change for some reason. I don't know. I didn't go in and change it. So that should be 21.
22.
Yep, the next one's 21, 22. We'll get to that, okay? They want us to find the vertex and axis of symmetry. How do you find the vertex?
Negative b over 2a.
Negative b over 2a. Yep. And that is for this function. So let's find, how do you find the y-coordinate?
Plug it in.
Plug it in. So we plug that in to find the y-coordinate. So if we do negative b over 2a for this function, what is b for here?
Negative.
So it'd be negative 12 over 2 times
-6.
negative 3,
2.
right? So negative 12 over negative 6, which is 2.
Plug in 2.
Yeah.
Hold on. So this is A.
Okay.
This is B, and this is C.
A, B, C.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So we got 2, and we have to plug 2 in. Negative 3 times 2 squared plus 12 times 2 minus 1. This would be negative 12 plus 24 minus 1, which is 11. So the vertex is 2, 11. Okay?
What was
The axis of symmetry is 11.
So,
Vertex is 2, 11.
So the
Yeah?
vertex, the way to find
Okay,
the vertex is negative b over 2a, right?
Negative b over 2a. Yep. So we know that this is a frowny face. And we know that this point right here is at 2, 11. Now we have to find the axis of symmetry, which is this dotted line right here. That is x equals 2. X equals 2. Give me just a second, girls, and I'll get your stuff. Okay? All right, x equals 2. That's the axis of symmetry. So, 23, I have that typo again. This should be problem 21 and 22. Now they want us to just graph that. So we have all the information, and now we have to graph it. We know that it is a frowny face. We know that the vertex is at 2, 11. I'm just rewriting all this information. We know that the axis of symmetry is x equals 2, and we know one other thing. Oh, the y-intercept. The y-intercept is negative 1. Okay, so let's plot all those things. Sorry, your vertex is off the chart here. 2, 11 is like up here. The y-intercept is negative 1, and then we have our axis of symmetry is this guy. Okay, do you see what your parabola is going to look like? If I have that dot on the one side, can I put the dot on the other side?
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be like at 4, negative 1 right there. And then he's going to go like this and like this.
You won't get mad if we like guesstimate like that.
Yeah, it's
How'd you get that?
what? How'd I get?
You plugged it in, didn't you?
What? Plug one in.
To get the shape of the thing.
No.
'Cause
I just
X
connected the
squared
dots.
is-
Hey, don't put this away. You have homework.
Oh.
Okay? I just connected the dots. So, Josie, we have a dot right here, and then we know the y-intercept's here. So I just connected those two on the one side. And then I also said, okay, if he's over here, then he's got to have a point over there also.
Okay.
Right? Okay, your homework. So we got a little bit more than halfway. If you are a basketball person and are leaving, you should make sure and go to Google Classroom and or your email, because I'll send it to both. I'll really just harass you into making sure that you get this written down on your sheet. I will do that tomorrow. Your homework, though, is to do the matching on the very, very back. You've done this before. Do the matching. That is your homework. You better not fail it. Matching, do that on the back. That is your homework. You can do it now. You can get it done. Do that matching. That's your homework.
That's our homework?
Yeah.
That's your homework.